Welcome to the Manifesting Millions podcast. I am your host, Rashida McFerren, and today in the Rich Auntie Life series, we are talking about how perspective is subjective. But first, a couple of things. Number one, we've reached 2.34 million views on TikTok. We're cranking out the content, it's resonating with my audience. They identify with it, and we're launching products into it and coaching. And it's just going well. And this is all within the last 6 months. It started right around my son's birthday. It's kept going to the moon. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are a person that's in my TikTok audience, I spend majority of my time on TikTok where I am talking about real estate, finance, digital assets. That's my wheelhouse. Thank you so much for the 2.3 million views as they continue to climb. I look forward to connecting with you all in this new year. We're starting this year on a high, right? That is a high level that I want to stay up on and just keep climbing up from there. You can head over to beacons.ai/Rashida McFerren to see all of our offerings, all of our courses. We have free resources. We have our blog. We've just been going with it. Today in the Rich Auntie Life series, we are talking about how perspective is subjective. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are in the world, where you've been born, the experiences you've had. You bring a personal stamp or energy to a specific experience. I've been paying attention to some of the creators on Instagram, like as they travel and do the digital nomad thing. Some people produce the most beautiful content. And like it is that, as TikTok Go says, I joined TikTok Go at the end of last year. I got accepted into a program. I got nominated. I had no idea what I was doing, but I jumped in feet first and just went with it. And I learned so much. Creating content that people want to see, want to consume, and then want to take action on in their actual daily life, whether it's buying a product or getting a service from you or visiting the content that you're posting about on social media. That requires perspective. If perspective is subjective, you have to come from angle that will allow you to connect with your audience in a way that allows them to eventually move to action. Me and my son were looking at content yesterday. We were talking about visiting China, Japan, and South Korea. I told him off top we have people connected to both South Korea and Tokyo because one of my line sisters, she is a principal on a military base in Tokyo, Japan. So I was like, that's an option. And then South Korea, my cousin has a nephew that is stationed in South Korea at least until the end of the summer. I was asking my son, like, you're graduating high school. Is there a trip that you want to take? The only place I want to go to technically right now is Japan. And I was like, okay, so we'll put that on the list. We'll put China on the list and then we'll put South Korea on the list because I know my cousin is planning to go there and we could just pretty much go with him. And he also talked about how he was going to South Africa by August. And I told him I think South Africa would be my number one choice if I had to pick between Asian and African countries. But anyway, nonetheless, it got me watching content on TikTok and seeing how people were presenting the different places. And some people present their content with the utmost luxury stamp brand on it just to make you want to be in the video as they're recording it, right? And then other people go to these locations and they have all these issues, and that is what they're reporting on in their stories or in their social media or in their videos. They are literally complaining about the experience that they're having there. And then they're trying to offer you some pseudo advice just because they backpacked through whatever location. I call it Brokeback Mountain. I call it Brokeback Mountain backpacking is what I call it, being a broke digital nomad, because you sleeping anywhere, you're going to any country that will have you for pennies on the dollar, however much you can make your money work. And that seems to be a trend with our gen right now. It's so unattractive altogether because who wants to put themselves into questionable situations not knowing what's going to happen based on the fact that they don't know if they have enough money to get through a country or book lodging. We are not doing that. Do you hear me? As me and my son and whatever other family members are willing to travel with us as we begin to trek the world. We are not doing that. Just point blank, period. We are not being broke. We are not being broke digital nomads all up and through the world. We are not. We got too much class for that. That is a no for me. So, perspective is subjective in the right of there are some content creators who are offering these luxurious experiences and it looks amazing. And then there are others that are just there and they put a camera in front of their face and they talking about what they're experiencing there and somehow try to make it relevant to you. That is a narcissistic video, boo. Don't nobody care that you're there, number one. Number two, if I have the choice to choose between the content creator that's creating a majestic experience and the content creator that's complaining about everything that's happening to them and how their travel didn't go right and all this other stuff. Nobody cares about your issues and your problems all the way on the other side of the world. We especially don't want to hear you broadcast that shit back to the US. Now, understanding that nothing will be perfect when you travel. Hey, that's a part of traveling, but I guarantee you we're going to have a luxury experience up in this thing if you roll with rock. Okay, period. That's what I mean when I say perspective is subjective. I just wanted to comment on that because we live in this age of everybody wanting to be a content creator and everybody wanting to open their camera and get on screen and with their possibility of making it big. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Maybe because I'm a little older, a little more mature. Everybody ain't gonna be stars, y'all. I'm sorry I have to laugh with that because it's true. For a select few people, they hit it big on social media and they made it to wherever it was that they were trying to go. And I am so amazingly proud of them and happy for them. But trust you me, for every one of those that made it, it was probably 100,000 to a million that ain't making it. I am not telling you not to have your voice. I am not telling you to not be open and social and allow this era of social media to transform your life. That is not what I'm saying. I am simply saying to you, everybody ain't gonna be no star because you put a camera in front of your face and talk in a microphone. That's the reality of it. Now, for the kids who are coming up, hey, dream big. Like with my son, hey, dream big. You got nothing but time and opportunity on your hands. Okay? But for the rest of the population, like real talk, I need you to come back down to earth to that moment when you was like in your 20s and you realized that you really didn't want to be a star anyway. It was cool if you had a spotlight on you at one time or another, but who wants all of that energy, spotlight, and criticism on them 24/7 without a wink of peace? I know I don't. Look, I know I'm clear. I am a specialist and an expert in my field. That is what I will be quote unquote famous for, if you want to use the word famous. I am well known in my profession, but I also have 20 years of experience that taught me how to be well known in my area, working in corporate banks for top Wall Street banks. Listen to me, y'all. We live in a time and place where people are getting on social media and talking bad about people who have a 9 to 5. Where they do that at? Because, honey, let me tell you what my 9 to 5 has done for me as I am getting ready to transition back into full-time corporate and run my business. I'm literally on schedule and I'm on time because my son is going to school. We got stuff to pay for. But let me tell you what being in corporate America did for me. I hit 20 years. Well, in April of this year, I will have been in financial services for 20 years. I launched a business 2.5, almost 3 years ago. While I'm building my business and creating what could last for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, I still got to be putting my hand on something because I am the breadwinner for my family. As my son comes into his power, he will start contributing, but I am still the breadwinner for my family. Right? Working in corporate America for the last 20 years allowed me to live off my investments for almost 3 years straight. And I think y'all have seen my life on social media. My lifestyle ain't cheap. It was always the plan for me to sit down fully at age 50. My birthday gift to myself will be full retirement at the age of 50. Corporate America, working a 9 to 5, gave that to me. So don't sit up here and tell me about how you don't know how people get up every day, have the discipline and the wherewithal to go to a 9 to 5, and you can't even get your ass up out the bed to go to a job to support your family. Where they do that at? Because I'm just not trying to hear it. Period. Do you hear me? We got all these little content creators that are online talking about they models and they fitness models and they actors and they rappers and child, when I tell you, if I meet another one of them, I might scream and oh my God, like for real. So I know if I have been in the military, went to school, graduate school, a professional banking school, went and got 2 real estate license, raised a child on my own as a single mother for 18 years. If I did all that in these last 20 years and you can't even get your ass up out of the bed to go to a job, that is going to be a no. Thank you, I got it. Ain't nobody looking for no liabilities. We are in our 40s, honey. The 80s babies are in our 40s. We are here. We are living. We have raised children. And I'm speaking specifically for Black women who have done the dang on thing for the last however many years. The last thing we are trying to do is add somebody to our life that's a liability. That is not happening. That being said, perspective is subjective. If you've been creating content for 15 to 20 years and it ain't paid you more than $500, you don't have a job, you're not a full time creator, that's a hobby for you. And you're still hoping every day that something might roll in, hoping for a sponsorship, hoping for a partnership. Hope is a positive emotion, but usually behind the hope, you need action. And if you've learned nothing else, if you've listened to me over the last 2 years, you know that every manifestation thing that I talk about what behind it? Action. You can't just sit and wish up on stars and hope some stuff gonna fall into your lap because it don't work like this. You got to get up off your butt and go do what other people want in order to get what other people ain't got, period. And so, shouts out to all y'all who are trekking through the world and providing me with that beautiful, lovely content, especially the content on the Red Sea, the Saudi Arabia content, and those new bungalows that are over the ocean. They are so beautiful. I want to see that. Absolutely. Your girl gonna do it in a 5 to 7 star experience and nothing less. Period. Period. And nobody finna be, what did they call it? Couch surfing? You get what I was about to say. Hell no. Hell to the no, no, no. We're not doing that, boo. Not happening. Thank you to all of the content creators who are creating beautiful content and inspiring me to go at least on vacation to go to some of these places, honey. Now that my son is officially almost a grown up, we are going to take our passports and get them stamped a little bit more. For sure. It's so funny that I've been trying to figure out whether or not I want to go international now and whether or not I should start entertaining opportunities from international recruiters as they reach out to me. Because they have reached out to me for years and I've just never been in the position to go because I was raising my son and I was devoted and dedicated to him finishing school here in the US, getting through high school, and even going to college. But truth be told, he could go to college for free in another country. We were talking about this the other day because as a foreigner, they will pay for you to go to school if your GPA is 3.5 and above. And he has that. Wouldn't be an issue at all. But it would have to be in an English speaking country, which narrows it down to either like Australia, England, or South Africa. And that gives us some different perspective. But that is all for today. As always, you can find us at beacons.ai/Rashida McFerren. Leave us 5 star reviews both on Apple and Spotify and Amazon podcasts. Thank you again for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace.